He wanted me to be a housewife when we first met, and I decided to kind of change and wanted a career, and he didn't want that for me, so he gave me an ultimatum, and it's to stay at home and be a housewife or leave and have a career. So I left.
Girl, we want to smack you in the face right now.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mel, and welcome to Life Coaching by Mel. Here at Life Coaching by Mel, we speak truth. I'm not talking about your truth. I'm not talking about my truth. I'm talking about the Lord's truth. We talk about the word, the ways, and the will of God here. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Hit me in the comment section. Let me hear what you have to say about this topic. Hit that like button for me. And be sure to hit that notification bell so you can get each and every one of my videos. And today we have an amazing topic. I found a video that sparked my interest. It's a video by Kendra G, who I believe is a relationship coach that gets with individuals who are looking to go into their next relationship. And she gives them advice based on their demographics, based on the things that they have experienced. She gives them what she believes may be the best fit for them going forward. Full disclaimer, I haven't seen any full episodes, but I come across her information on TikTok very often. Case in point, this video here where we find a housewife that's left her husband and she's now looking to be in a new relationship.
Jenny, how old are you, honey?
I'm 34.
34. What you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
Nurse. You have any kids?
I have a 2-year-old son.
Okay. Why you not with the dad?
I was a house. He wanted me to be a housewife when we first met, and I decided to kind of change and wanted a career, and he didn't want that for me, so he gave me an ultimatum, and it's to stay at home and be a housewife or leave and have a career. So I left.
Now, I would play this video fully through, but I don't want us to lose what just happened. Because I responded to this video on TikTok and I said, I wonder how this will play out for her in 10 years. I would love to see how this plays out. And I've been getting a lot of flack. You know, you can go to Kendra G's TikTok if you would like to look at those comments of tons of women who are saying she's going to play out, it's going to play out great for her. And that's fine for them to have their opinion, just like I had mine. But I want us to look at what she just said. Kendra G asked her strictly what happened. That's all she asked. What happened with her ex? She had every room, every possible opportunity to say what happened thoroughly. She chose to say,
he wanted me to be a housewife when we first met, and I decided to kind of change and wanted a career, and he didn't want that for me, so he gave me an ultimatum, and it's to stay at home and be a housewife or leave and have a career. So I left.
That's what she chose to say, ladies and gentlemen. So of everything she could have said, that's what she chose. Let's proceed.
Girl, we want to smack you in the face right now. So let me ask you this. Was he paying all the bills?
He was.
So, and did you, when you guys got married, that was the plan?
Yes.
So basically, you had him, your husband. He was your husband?
Mm-hmm.
So he was your husband?
Yes.
You guys had a family?
Yes.
You agreed to be a stay-at-home
yes.
mom. What made you want to get a job?
Now, before we hear her answer about what made her get a job, let's get this straight. They agreed on all of this prior to marriage, that he would take care of all the bills, that she would be a stay-at-home mom, she wouldn't have a career. They agreed on all of that prior to marriage. We have that established, correct? Let's proceed.
When I had to constantly ask for a couple of dollars to do stuff, when it was no, I can't do certain things that I wanted, when it was no, we don't have enough money to do activities because, one income. And I'm like, well, this is not the lifestyle that I want to live. Like, I just don't want to sit at home and fold clothes and not actually date and have the extra money to do stuff. Like, I just didn't want to fold clothes all day long. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Still, to this point, ladies and gentlemen, Kendra G has asked her what went wrong. And her answer is, I didn't want to stay at home and fold clothes all day. When I ask for money, he tells me no. It's not money to invest in something. It's not money to go find something productive to do. No, this is money to go out on dates. This is money to do fun things. This is money to do things to release her from her boredom of being that stay-at-home mother. Do we have this established? Let's proceed.
What kind of man are you looking for now, honey?
Don't hate me for this, but I want somebody that's a little bit lit and turned up. My husband was boring. I know, don't judge me. Don't do that. He was super boring. We didn't dance. He didn't like music, like a little ratchet music. He didn't let me wear tight clothes or anything like that. So I kind of want, I kind of want to be a little ratchet with my next dude.
Did y'all hear that? This lady says she wants to be ratchet with her next guy because her ex-husband was boring. She wants to be ratchet. She has still, to this point, has not told us anything he's done wrong other than tell her what not to spend money on and tell her not to wear tight clothes. What man wants their wife to spend money irresponsibly? What man wants their wife to wear tight clothes, especially when it's not in his presence, if at all? Does this not sound like a husband that's protecting her? Are we tracking with each other? Is anyone seeing an actual issue right now when it comes to a marriage? If this was a boyfriend or just a friend, maybe we have a conversation. But this is something we have established what our marriage would be. You went along with it until you didn't want to anymore and you left. Let's proceed.
So you had this good ass man. Might have been boring, but a good man, married you, was your husband, took care of all the bills, probably wasn't that lit. Got divorced. Now y'all here in the streets. And you about to meet
So
these rats.
let's hold on. Let's. I want to be clear about one thing. He was extremely controlling with when it comes to like. So one of his rules was I can't have long hair because it reminds him of strippers. Another rule was he gave me a rule on how far I can drive away from the house. He also said no social media. He also said no tight clothes, no long nails. He gave me like he gave me rules.
Okay, so now that you give me more context, I'm gonna take good man out because that's some crazy shit right there.
Now that you give me more context, okay, that's a crazy guy. That's not a good man. That's what Kendra says, and she's entitled to her opinion. Let's take a look at what just happened here, ladies and gentlemen. The clip before, she tried to put this preface out there. Don't judge me. You're gonna kill me for this. Let, don't say don't say nothing too hard on me for this. That's a buffer, and that's a guilty conscience. That's her knowing that she was wrong. So the very moment Kendra started to push back and tell her how wrong she is and hold her accountable for the dumb decision that she made, now all of a sudden she was married to Ike Turner. Now all of a sudden her man was abusive. Now all of a sudden he was controlling. But ma'am, you could have said this from the beginning. Why didn't you? Because now that you haven't pushed back, you got to come out as the victim. This is the problem in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, of what's going on in the black family. There's no sense of accountability for black women. At any point, a black woman can play the victim no matter what decisions that she made to get her in her current situation. There's always going to be a buffer. There's always going to be people that will say, oh, yeah, that's understandable. Oh, no wonder you did what you did. And you had to do what you did. He was a butthole. You had to leave. You had to break your covenant. You had to take that ring off.
Okay, do you want more kids?
Don't hate me for this, but I said no to the first one. Love my son, but I said no to the first one. So I don't want any more kids. You can have kids. I can love them like they're mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know this is going to sound like I'm a butthole for saying this, but this is the language and the mindset of a selfish person. If you don't see someone that's selfish in this lady, I got to question your radar. This lady says she didn't want to have the first kid. Why marry a man that you know is going to be the sole provider? More than likely told you from the beginning that I want children. Why marry him? But this is in a nutshell what you hear from modern day women. You hear women who completely are all about themselves, don't have any thoughts of legacy, don't have any thoughts of what they can contribute to society, don't have any thoughts of what they can contribute to their family. Completely and utterly self-centered, all about themselves. And she said, I'll treat them like they're mine. What does that look like? Like, seriously, what does that look like? You being a mother to someone else's kids. What makes me think that you could be a mother to my kids when you are admittedly saying that you didn't want your kid?
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Like 3 weeks ago.
Who this man?
Um, I think we fed off of our loneliness. Like he was complaining that his wife died 2 years ago. I was complaining I was lonely. We was nice to each other, so we had a good time.
So is he an option for something more just like real?
No, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. And I don't want to put this type of pressure on him in a sense of like, you know, pack up your wife's shit. How do you say that to someone who wife? I know, so I don't want to say that, and I don't want to do that. So I'm like, you know what? It was nice, and when you're ready, call me when it's gone.
When it's gone. If there was any doubt before this clip that this woman was selfish, if you doubted what I said in the previous clip, can that rest my case? Can you see clearly that this woman is indeed full of self? That she would ask a man to put away all of his dead wife's old memories. No sense of care of this man or what he may feel the grieving process may take for him. And there's two main issues I have with this. First off, people will look at what I have to say and say that I'm wrong. People will look at what I have to say about it and say, I'm judging this woman. I had so many people in the TikTok comment section saying, how can you be a life coach and you can't see what this lady is saying? Well, I must say that how can you not see what she's saying? How can you not see the bull crap in what she's saying? This is a story that she made up, or she expanded the truth in order to look like a victim, or in order to have the audience sway in her direction. So the problem I have with this is so many people are applauding this behavior from her, saying that it's totally okay and that she has every right to leave her husband for this reason. And the second issue I have with this, there's a segment of people who are like me, see this as an issue, but you guys may say this is the isolated incident, that she's the only person that is possibly feeling this way. There's a small segment of women who think like this. And I'm clearly telling you that you couldn't be any more wrong. It's a large epidemic that's going on of women who are completely self-centered, completely self-indulged, that will choose themselves over family every single time. She don't care about the ramifications that her decisions have on her son. How the success rate and the percentages dramatically increase for children that are being raised in a two-parent household. Did any of you guys watching this get any sense of stick-to-itiveness? Did any of you guys get a sense of long suffering, get a sense of willing to see this thing to the end? Did she mention therapy? Did she mention what measures they took to fix this thing? Did she mention any of that? No. She mentioned, I can't have it my way. I want it my way, and I'm willing to have my way by any means necessary. Let's say what she's saying about him is true. Let's say he was actually a dictator regarding their money. He's dead wrong for that. If he's a Christian and we're holding him to biblical standards, when two people are married, they become one. So that does include the finances. So if he was dictating to her what she could or what she could not spend without reason, or not allowing her to have access to the bank account, things of that nature, according to scripture, that's 100% incorrect. And people criticizing me as a life coach for what I have to say about this, but what I'm saying is based on this particular principle. In life, we have what's true and we have what's true for us. And oftentimes when we tell our perspective, especially on a platform, we're talking about it from our version of the truth. So there's so much more to this story that we're not privy to. And unfortunately, we have to take her word for it. So if we're taking her word for it, I'm going to take her first word and not take the word that she received after receiving pushback. What she said, she left because she was bored. She left because she couldn't spend money the way she wanted to. Once she received that pushback, that's when she added the extra controlling narrative. And by all means, that may seem controlling to someone who's out of control. She's someone who's admittedly telling us that she wants to live a ratchet life. How can you guys take this woman seriously? How can you take someone seriously that they left their marriage with good intentions when they're telling you that in their next relationship, they want to be ratchet with that person? Not, I want to go explore the world. I want to go have a good time. She used the word ratchet. What are we talking about here? Like seriously, as adults, how can you look at this and be like, hey man, that's right. She got every right to do that. She has a child. What are we talking about? And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies, you wonder why people look at women as children. Because they will make a decision completely in a childlike manner. And these are the very people that will tout to being a Christian. They will be at church on Sunday. They will be on their knees praying, asking God for help. But you make these type of decisions. You support these type of decisions. And I hear right now, only God can judge us. That wasn't God. That was Tupac who said that, first of all. Second of all, God has a standard. And when we're not living to that standard, it's okay to call that out. What you guys are looking for is condemnation that the Lord speaks against. And that's what I'm not doing here. I'm not condemning this lady, but I am rightfully judging her for what's going on. I'm just calling it out for what it is. This is crazy. In your heart of hearts, you know that it's crazy. You know it's crazy, and I guarantee the majority of people who are responding to me, telling me I'm wrong for this, you don't have a ring on your finger. And if you do, you're probably on your way out just like this lady. Let this lady be an example of what not to do, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in a marriage right now, stand strong, go to counseling, do what you need to do to check all the boxes before you make an irrational decision. Like I said in my comment, and I mean this with every part of me, in 10 years, this lady will regret this.
Let's go.